Alright, welcome back to NewZeroland, and welcome back to the Tesla. This is part 2 of our Tesla road trip, or part 3 if you count the little Mount Taranaki hike video that I did. I guess in part 1 we drove the Tesla from Wellington up to Taranaki, and then part 2 we hiked Taranaki, and then this is part 3, the next leg of our trip, the Forgotten World Highway. So a big part of going up to Taranaki was to check out the Forgotten World Highway. This road connects the big volcanoes. It runs from Stratford over by Taranaki, across to Taumaranui, just north of Tongariro. Yeah, New Zealand names, still hard to pronounce. The first time I heard about the Forgotten World Highway, people were saying it was one of the most dangerous roads in the country. Unmaintained and treacherous. Obviously we had to go. And until just a few months ago, it was super difficult to do it in an EV because the closest charger to the west is in Hawera, and Taumaranui didn't have one yet. There was one being put in Taumaranui, and so I just kept updating PlugShare just to see when it would go online, and it finally did, so we planned this trip. But the Forgotten World Highway wasn't at all what we expected. The road was smooth, scenic, and glorious. Some parts were freshly paved. This would have been motorcycling paradise, which was another reason we wanted to go, just to scout it out in the Tesla first, see what it was like, and then come back on bikes. It was just non-stop, corner after corner, through a forest. And right in the middle of the road is a small town called the Republic of Fungamana. I don't think I'm pronouncing that one right either. Some people say Whangamomona. I'm not really sure which one's right. Somebody will leave a comment, so just if you're curious, just check there. This little town basically wanted to be independent from New Zealand and created its own republic, and so like you go to the little shops and they'll say imported from New Zealand, as if it's somewhere else, not just like 50 k's away. Anyway, such a special place. They had a president that was a goat, Billy Gumboot the goat, and then after that they had a poodle. There was an assassination attempt against the poodle by a bull mastiff. Yeah, Whangamomona. Amazing place. Definitely worth a visit. Anyway, we kept going. About 20 minutes down the road is Moki Tunnel. It's only big enough for one car to go through at a time, and it's super spooky. I love these tunnels where you can just see the bare rock. I think from here on was the Forgotten World Highway I imagined, because not long after that, the road turned into dirt. I'm not sure if we'll go this far on motorcycles, but the dirt part of the road only lasted about 12 k's, and then it was back to amazing smooth twisties. And Jen drove really fast. So the whole first day of the trip I left the car in Autopilot most of the time, because on long drives, on straight roads, it's pretty boring, and so you just basically let the car drive you. For the most part, Autopilot was pretty awesome, but for twisty mountain roads though, it's way more fun to just drive yourself. I feel like everybody talks about how fast Teslas launch, like acceleration in a straight line. Yeah, we know they're fast, but not enough people talk about the handling and how insanely good it is. The center of gravity is so low that it just feels like a go-kart. If you lose traction, it's for a split second and then it hooks up and just like launches you out of the corner. It's just so fast, and when Jen was driving, I was terrified. By the time we got to the end of the Forgotten World Highway, it was getting pretty late, so instead of using the fast charger in Taumaranui and then driving all the way down to Wellington in the dark, we found a motel with an EV charger, so we parked there and charged up overnight.
6.5 hours later.
So we stayed at this cool motel, Alexander Motel in Taumaranui, and we got to charge up overnight. Pretty awesome. Actually, there's the wall pod right there. It was a 32 amp, basically 7 kilowatts, and we just plugged in overnight, and now our range is focus 411, and I feel like that's pretty realistic, so we'll just go straight down to Wellington today. We're still on vacation and we didn't really have a deadline to get home. I mean, we missed our cat, but aside from that, you know, there's tons of stuff to see, so we just kind of took our time and stopped wherever we wanted, like this vegetable themed park. There was a carrot race car sponsored by Mazda. There were a whole bunch of weird, disturbing sculptures. Well, that was weird.
We went to a carrot park.
Carrot park. What are we doing? Ohakune Carrot Adventure Park.
We must visit.
We are in Waiouru. I think I pronounced that right. Maybe. I don't know. And look at all the EVs. There's a Leaf, plug it in, and a Hyundai Kona also plugged in, and our super dirty Tesla. We're not plugging in here because we have superchargers awaiting us, but pretty cool to see. Oh, first time supercharging. It's got It's got, oops, okay. It's got the old one that's just a Type 2, but it has DC as well. And then it has, which I just dropped, CCS2. So it's, actually, yeah, let's pull it through. Yeah, pretty sweet. Sit. So to sum up why we bought a Tesla over all the other electric cars available right now, basically the charging. I mean, reason number one, really fast charging. Over 900 kilometers per hour at the supercharger station. And this isn't even the fastest the car can charge. So I just told Jen that the hypercharger stations, which could charge this car at 250 kilowatts, we'd be charging twice as fast as we just did.
And I won't be able to pee.
There's just no time. Charging is too fast now. And it's not just the charging speed, it's the whole charging experience. If you go on the screen in the car and type in a charging station on the map, it tells you how many stalls there are there, how many of them are in use, how fast they are, and also how much they cost to use. Reason number two, way more places to plug in. We stopped in Mangaweka and there were 4 Tesla stations. There's only one charging station for everybody else, and there was a Leaf there. So we would have had to wait for the Leaf to finish charging and then plug in our car and then wait for that to charge, and ain't nobody got time for that. We used to have a Leaf, and so we definitely know that pain, but that pain is the same for everybody who doesn't have a Tesla. Like, you could spend 200 grand on an electric Jaguar and you'd still have to wait for the Leaf to finish charging. So for this reason, it didn't make sense to buy anything else. Like charging speed, charging infrastructure, Tesla wins. Another cool thing about charging in the Tesla is that we could watch Netflix while we wait. Catch up on the show you're addicted to while you're waiting for your car to charge. It was so awesome that we actually looked forward to charging stops so that we could watch more episodes. We drove about 950 kilometers total on this trip, and range-wise, we got somewhere between 370 and 400 Ks per charge. But we found it easier to talk about range in relation to time spent driving. On a full charge, we could drive between 4 and 5 hours without stopping, and that ended up being too long. We needed to either stretch our legs or get food or use the bathroom or something. But that kind of worked out perfectly because you have breakfast in the morning, you drive for about 4 hours, it's lunchtime, you know, charge up the car while you're eating, and then 4 more hours, and then it's dinner time. But yeah, we found out that we don't really need longer range than this because we were going to stop anyway. So yeah, as far as fast charging, Netflix playing, autopiloting space cars, this Tesla's pretty awesome. So we've been waving all the Teslas, right? And most of them waved back, probably 90% have waved back, and it's been awesome. And Jen just reminded us that over here, since we're riding on the other side of the road, like on motorcycles, we just do the head nod kind of thing. You don't get the 2 fingers like in the US. And so it's been really nice to have Tesla drivers actually wave and do the whole like...
Hello there. Nice to see you on the road, fellow Tesla friend.
Nice little EV community going on. I like it. But I know this is a motorcycle channel and like what am I doing in a car anyway, but don't worry because the bike that I ordered that's on a cargo ship, the cargo ship is in New Zealand now. So things are about to get really exciting. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time.